All right, everybody. Welcome back to Mr. Chavez Algebra 1 class. So today we're going to find the slope in the real world. For example, let's say I want to know what would be my miles per gallon for a 2020 Nissan Rogue. So we're going to be talking about 2020 Nissan Rogue. We see our x-axis, which has our x label as gallons. And then we have our y-axis with the y label as distance in miles. So we know we're going to be talking about miles over gallons. Okay? So miles over gallons. So let's go ahead and find bullseye points. So remember, bullseye points have to be integers. So let's go ahead. The one I'm going to use is this one right here, which would be 1, 30. And I'm going to use, let's go with this one, which would be 4, 120. And yes, there's more bullseye points closer to each other, but I'm just going to pick these two. So now I'm going to go ahead and set up my table. So I'm going to put T-chart. I'm going to put X. But what I want to do is label it. What does X represent? X represents gallons. We're going to be talking about gallons. What does Y represent? Y represents distance in miles. So we're going to go ahead and put miles. And all I'm going to do is fill it in. So I know I have X is 1, Y is 30. For the second point, we have X is 4, and my Y is going to be 120. So now let's go ahead and find the slope with the table. So remember, we're going to draw arrows going the same direction. So I'm going to put them going down. And you're going to ask yourself, if I want to get to 4 and I start at 1, how do I get there? So we're going to do 4 minus 1, and that gives you 3. If I want to get to 120 and I started off at 30, how do I get there? 120 minus 30 gives you 90. All right, let's go ahead and set up the slope. So I know my miles is going to be 90. So it's going to be 90 miles over, and gallons, we're talking about 3 gallons. So 90 miles per 3 gallons. Let's go ahead and reduce that. So we know this could be 90 divided by 3 gives me 30. So it'll be 30 miles per gallon. All right, what if I want to use the formula? So my formula is M equals Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So all we're going to do now is substitute this. So what we see here, we know we have M equals. So we have Y2, which would be 120. So parentheses 120 minus Y1 would be 30. So we're going to put parentheses 30. Then we're going to go to X2, which would be 4. So parentheses 4 minus parentheses. And finally, X1, which would be 1. Now we're going to go ahead and simplify this. So 120 minus 30 is 90. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we're going to reduce it. 90 over 3 or 90 divided by 3 is the same thing as 30. And as you remember, we're talking about miles over gallons or miles per gallon. This is going to be 30 miles per gallon. Right? If you have any questions, please let us know.